I'm feeling like you guys stop telling people what's going on in your life. You stop sharing. Your life started to change when you stopped sharing everything, all the bad things that were happening in your life, all your afflictions, all your, you realize that you were giving people access to your spirit. Every time you shared something that was going on with you, every time you shared when something was going bad, you gave people access. And when you stopped sharing, people got mad. People got upset. They wanted to know. They were used to being in your business, to knowing everything that you had going on, everything that was going bad in your life. See, a lot of times people feed off of that negative energy of what's going bad in your life. And they will do the whole like, woe is you. But all in all, they like it because it feeds their ego and it makes them feel that they're doing better than you. So when you stop feeding that, look at this, the world at the bottom of the deck here. You opened up a whole new world for yourself. And what? You opened up a whole new world for them too. Listen. They started to reassess, pay attention, and pay attention to what was going on. They wanted in. You started to notice, you started to reassess, and you said, what brings me joy? What doesn't bring me joy? And you were like, oh, every time I tell these people like what's going on with me, like things don't get better, they get worse. They don't really seem to care. And so you just decided that you weren't going to share with them. And when you stopped sharing with them, they got mad. Because when you don't share your struggles with people, especially people who like to compete with you, who do they have to compete with? They can't compete with you anymore to say like, hey, I'm doing better than, because they don't know how you're doing. And so then they called you mean. Then they called you selfish. Then they called you all types of things with your energy. They tried to guilt trip you into you're not, because you were no longer sharing your energy. But what you were doing is you were guarding your soul. You were guarding your destiny. You were guarding your future. You were guarding your peace. And so now people are paying attention. They started paying attention to you. They started paying attention. They started to reassess and pay attention, because maybe before they weren't paying attention. Like you were giving them your woes, telling them everything that's happening to you, all your struggles, but it's not like they were helping. And what you realize is, what's the point of sharing your struggles with people who are not able to help, don't want to help? It just perpetuates the struggle, right? It just leaves you wallowing in that struggle. So it's not necessarily that it was that you refraining from sharing your struggles was about them. It was that refraining from sharing your struggles was all about you and keeping your peace. Because many times we share our struggles with people, and I'm trying to think of an example, but you'll share your struggles with someone, and either sometimes they want to one-up you. Look at my struggle. Look at the struggle I've been through, right? And so they're not even giving your struggle, the struggle that you're trying to share with them. They're not even giving it. It's like it's not worthy, right? Because they have bigger struggles. So it's a competition. Or you share a struggle with someone, and later on, somehow they use it against you. That struggle that you shared, you find that later it's used against you, because now they know your weaknesses, right? They know where if you're having this struggle, they know what your weak point is. And then they use that weak point to either kick it back in your face that, oh my gosh, like, remember when you were having that struggle, or remember when. And here's the thing, you're just trying to move forward. So you figured out that you just needed to work through the struggle. But then they started to pay attention to you, because when you stopped sharing your struggle, you started to elevate. When you stopped sharing your struggle, that is, you started to elevate. You started finding ways to work on yourself and no longer wallow in the self-pity. Find your confidence. Find ways to gain confidence in the things that, in yourself. Gain confidence in yourself. And it's not that, I don't think it's that, maybe to other people now it looks like you don't have struggles. Although they're like, well, how did Pisces go from all those struggles they were always talking about to like now they don't have anything to say, everything is good, like they're just too busy, they don't have time. Yeah, you don't have time for that for the struggle conversation, because the struggle conversation is a road to nowhere. The elevation conversation is a road to somewhere. And so, but what you notice is that when they came to you, they wanted the struggle conversation. They want to know, when they ask you how you're doing, it wasn't to hear about the good stuff. It was to hear about the struggles. How are your kids doing? It's not to hear about that your kids are doing great. It's to hear about the struggles, right? And then even though if it didn't come in competition, then they would maybe in the conversation later on, they would start talking about their kids and how great their kids are doing, right? Which is, it's an underhanded way to still compete, right? Because if I'm having a conversation with a friend who's telling me that she's having a struggle with her kid, I'm going to have empathy, right? And I'm not going to tell her like my kid is the greatest and they're doing the best. I mean, there's a time for that, not in a moment where empathy should be there. And so you started to realize that the empathy wasn't there. And so anyway, when you stopped sharing, they and started paying attention to the signs that you were given, they started realizing that they didn't have anything to compete to. So how could they come tell you that there's nothing to say? Maybe these people were even coming to you at some point and still trying to talk about how great things were going. But take a notice and see how people, if you haven't noticed this, or if this is something that you're just starting to go through or you're just starting to do, take a look and see. When people come around, they will, before they say anything to you, they will ask you what's going on with you, so that then they can share what's going on with them, because it's only polite, right, that you ask them what's going on with them after, right? So they can tell you how great things are, because these are the people that come in your life. And when you have people that are in your life that never share a struggle, these are probably not people that you share struggles with, because everyone struggles. Everyone has struggles. And I've learned that the hard way myself, that, whether it's family, a friend, whoever, you go, you share your struggles with them, and they never, like, these people never seem to struggle. And it's like, is that possible? Is that true? It's not true. They're creating an illusion that they're better than, in a way, in a sense, that they are, it's a way to stroke their ego. So anyway, and then we have key of resolution. Whatever it is that you've been struggling with, what did I say? Oh, wow. Whatever it is that you've been struggling with is about to be resolved. Remember that resolution doesn't always happen in the way that you want, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. I think this is what you found out, that moving forward and starting fresh brings more relief than wallowing in the sorrow, wallowing in the struggle, regurgitating that struggle to a friend, a family member who is one-upping you. But now they are reassessing you. And, because you've done this, it's really interesting, right? Because I'm sure, here's the Knight of Pentacles, your journey to the King of Pentacles, let's say, has been slow but steady, because you've had to ground yourself as you started to reassess, pay attention, stop sharing the struggles so that you can move forward. But the people in your life, as they've watched you move forward, this is how they feel about you. They feel like there's something wrong, that you're doing something wrong, that you're you're hurting the family. This could be family. This could be, issues that you've had with family, sharing your struggles with family. That now they're like, well, we don't know. They don't know what's going on with you. They have to look around. They have to guess what's going on with you. They have to come in and kind of like create side conversations to find out, what will Pisces tell me? So be careful what you are sharing, because they want to come in and find out. And there's a reason for that. Again. And they feel like, although your progress has been slow, right? They don't see you, because the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups is in reverse here, with the Magician in reverse. Someone has been doing something behind your back to try to destroy your happiness. Destroy your happiness with other people, and maybe or destroy your, even as they've seen you get happy by yourself, they want to destroy that. There's something about that here. And look at this. At the other side, like this is just the way I shuffle my deck. This side has the World, and here you are. The King of Pentacles. They are so upset. They're doing things in the background, whether it's word magic, whatever, to try to turn things upside down, because they're noticing that you've grounded your energy, and now the only way to hurt you is because they haven't been able to stop you from moving forward in this grounded energy, right? Grounding the things that are coming into the world for you, into this new world that you have. But someone's been trying to mess with your family life. Maybe they've been playing and doing things to mess with your relationship, to mess with your personal emotions, like emotional manipulation. But I don't see, it's not working, because here you came out, here you are with the World and the King of Pentacles. It's not working. Let's see what they're thinking about you. You know what? I'm pulling the word. Okay. They right underneath, I said, let's see what they're thinking about you. They're feeling like you're not cooperative. And the 5 of Swords here. They feel like you're bored with them. Like you're not sharing. You don't need anything from them. You don't want anything from them. You are, they feel, this is someone who feels like you just stop fighting for the connection. You just stop fighting for the connection, Pisces. Yeah. At first they thought that maybe they had defeated you in some way, that you felt defeated, but it's not. I'm not feeling defeat here from you. I'm just feeling like with this 4 of Cups, like you're just bored and you're just like, no, I'm not fighting for this anymore. Whatever the relationship was, you just found like it wasn't worth it. Maybe the energy wasn't being reciprocated. You felt like your energy was being drained, and you weren't getting any real empathy from them, and so you just let it go. And they know it. They know it, because here they are trying to hand you a cup, and you're just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm bored. I'm not interested. You're uninterested. You're not interested. They know that you're uninterested. They know that you are uninterested, that you're not interested in the madness that they have going on. What else do they feel about Pisces? They know you're sharp. They know you're sharp, and they know that you are, you came out as the King of Pentacles. They know that that you're grounded. So they kind of feel like the only place they can hit you is where it hurts, like hit you in the heart. But like, here's the thing, right here they come with a cup of love, and you're just like, I'm not interested. So it's like, can they? They can't. Yeah, this person has backstabbed you. Here they are with a cup of love. This could be a Gemini with a cup of love. Right? Coming in with the twin, but they hurt you. This is somebody who hurt you. This is somebody who did you dirty. No wonder you're bored. Like, you're just like, no, I'm good. Been there, done that. I'm okay. So, it could be worse than just, some of the things I talked about already. It could be like you shared something with them and they went in and repeated it to someone. Like, you had a struggle and then they were telling other people your struggles. Like, not in a good way, not in a helpful way even, right? Or you could know that they were talking behind your back. But they were coming in this love with a cup, like they're coming with a cup of love, right? Like with this cup, with this energy of unity, but only to backstab you. And you said, you let it go. Like, you moved on. You said, I'm going to celebrate. And they're watching you celebrate all by yourself. You look at you, like, they're like, Pisces is on her high, or his high horse. And you were like, no, you do not get to manipulate me. You're not allowing anyone to come in and manipulate you at this time. You are not allowing anyone to manipulate you at this time. Your calm, your composure, your patience, your ability to sit in silence is just eating them up. It's eating them up. There's nothing they can do to change your mind about this. And as they're coming in, now you're showing up. It's like the more they do, the more you elevate. The more silent that you say, the more you elevate. Like, see, you could not have elevated until you stopped sharing all your struggles, right? The more you stop sharing, the more you elevated. And it's like, yeah, I'm elevating, but it's not like they want you to forget, but you remember everything that's happened. You didn't get here by not remembering everything you didn't get here by not remembering everything that's happened. You didn't get here, but you're not stuck on those old struggles anymore. You're not stuck there anymore. You're taking the lessons with you, but it's not up. Those lessons are not up for debate. They're not up for conversation. Those lessons were for you to elevate, and that's what you figured out. Yeah, no wonder they're so mad. The world, the sun. You've elevated to an emperor, right? From the Knight of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. All the magic, all the foolishness that they concocted. It's just not working, right? So, there's really some reassessment for them to do, right? If some of this, and I'm not even going to look into that because it doesn't even matter, because it's not coming towards you, so it's going we know it's going somewhere. If this all hasn't backfired, And so, and I'm feeling like it has backfired, because I'm feeling like that's why they're feeling like they tried to mess with your energy, your emotions, your family, whatever. Maybe they tried to get involved in your relationships, and then they found out they destroyed your relationship with them. And now they can't, now they don't know what to do to get it back. They're reassessing now. They're paying attention. Now they're realizing. Yep. Let's pull an oracle card for you to close this out. That's the way sometimes, you know. Oh no, you seem to go. You don't know what you have till it's gone. Metamorphosis. There we go. Metamorphosis. Transformation. Butterfly. You decide. You decide. Let's see what it says. Embrace transformation. Things are now different. And see, that's the thing. Now when they're coming back to you, now that when they're coming back and they're reassessing, now they're paying attention, but you're not the same person that you used to be. You're just not. And because now once you know, you know. It's not like you're going to go back and start sharing your struggles, right? Like, it's not possible. So it doesn't matter what they come, what they say. Like, they can't get you back in the energy that you let go of. It's a transformation. And it's not it wasn't a transformation to hurt them, but if they were using that struggle against you, now it's backfiring, because you're not that same person anymore. And I feel like this is like this metamorphosis. Every time they see you elevate. Like, there's something different. And so they can't even keep up with the transformations. And you're happy. Like, what? Brighter days. You have bright, like your days are bright. They're happy. And this is not a fake happy. It's not because, like, this is not a happy because you don't have struggles. It's a happy because you figured out that you hold on to your struggles, figure out how to transmute those struggles to get here, elevate and get here, right? Because in struggles, there are lessons to be learned. And it's not every lesson that you learn that you need to share with everyone. It's not every lesson that you learn that you need to give people access to, because your struggles are your lessons to elevate. And when you give people access to your struggles, guess what? You give people access to your transformation. Not everyone deserves access, not just to the elevation, but they don't deserve access to the transformation points, because they can keep you stuck. Right? With the trauma, conflict. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love. And drop me a heart. Show me some love. And, you know, around here we are dream weavers. We weave our dreams and create our future one day at a time. Let's keep it moving. See you in the next one. Love you.